Today we have a very special car with us today, and one of my favorite convertibles on the road. We have the Ferrari Portofino M. What does the M stand for? It stands for modificata in Italian, which means modified. So we have a Portofino which is modified for 2022. Let's start and tell you all about it. And of course, don't forget to follow Fadi on his Instagram, follow me as well on Instagram, and follow YallaMotor on Instagram as well. And please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. All right, let's start with the outside. What a beautiful car. The Portofino for me was one of the most beautiful cars I've seen back in, I think, 2019 in Dubai Auto Show. I just fell in love with the design, and of course it's replacing the Ferrari California T. And what a replacement we got for the California T. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous, at least in my eyes. Let's go into some details that make this car look so fabulous. First of all, you get this beautiful hood with these like fast lines that curve here, go into vents to cool the engine. We also get these signature Ferrari headlights and with vents to move air from the front of the car to the side to give you the performance you get with the Portofino. Now the Portofino M gets an update. If you look at the front bumper here, it's all updated. The air vents on the front bumper are much larger, and we get this black lip as well. You have the grille in the famous Ferrari design as well, with the straight lines, and of course you have your Ferrari logo, the prancing horse, and the yellow Ferrari logo up here as well. Moving to the side, one of my favorite design notes on the Portofino is this air vent that comes on the side just after the wheels. It looks amazing in design terms, and I'm sure it's actually there for a reason, just like any other bend vent line on the body of this car. One of the things that makes the Portofino for me one of the very special convertibles out there, that it looks fabulous with the roof up, as well as, of course, with the roof down. Now on the side, to continue, we have, of course, our Ferrari logo on the side here. You have your small signature Ferrari indicator lights. Then you have this small side skirt in black color. And of course, your typical Ferrari door handles that are made to add to the aerodynamics of the airflow on the side of the car. The wheels, you get 20-inch alloys, and the tires are 245 in width in the front and 285 in width in the back. Of course, the design of the wheel, it's something you can customize, but the one we have here comes with this metallic gray color with this shiny chrome color as well, with the yellow Ferrari logo. You have Brembo brakes on the car that come in the yellow color, and the option we have with us today has ceramic brakes as well to give you that extra performance in braking when you need it. Here at the back, one of the main things that makes the Portofino look really good with the roof up are these lines. In automotive terms, they call them rear buttresses, and you can see the line on the back boot actually extends throughout the roof to give it that amazing design with the roof up. Some of the other convertibles, when the roof is up, you always feel, yeah, I wish it's down. The car would look a little bit better. It looks weird when the roof up, but with the Portofino, that's not there anymore. To continue here at the back, of course, we have the Ferrari name on the top of the boot, and you have the prancing horse in the back as well, with the rear brake lights, continuing the inbuilt or embedded spoiler here in the boot as well. And down here, we get these beautiful two real exhaust vents, and as you can see this huge real rear diffuser as well. And if you notice, you can see that this rear diffuser looks like a separate section of the car in the back here. And I think they did that on purpose, so any customer coming in can feel that this is a section that he can customize and change into carbon fiber, into like other colors, metal if he wants to as well. And of course we have the signature Ferrari looking tail lights. Gorgeous, I tell you. I love them. And for the boot, with a click of a button, you open it up to reach the boot, which is 292 liters of space here in the back. And you have this flap to actually either extend it to fit a larger, maybe suitcase. You can actually put some stuff in here. It's not that small, but when you want the roof to be down, you will need to push this down like that so the roof can actually sit on this little flap they have here. And the back boot, if you noticed, has a suction to it as well. You don't have to close it all the way, like, you know, push it hard. It will actually lock in position with a suction function. Now, let's talk about the roof. And let's go inside and open it up. All you have to do is turn on the car. Oh, just to give you a taste of that. Oh, beautiful sound. And with a push of the button in the center console, you just open the roof. The roof takes about 14 seconds to open fully. And one nice thing about the Portofino is that you can actually do this while driving up to 40 kilometers per hour. Now, something I really love about the Portofino's interior when compared to the newer Roma, that it is the classical Ferrari interior. What do I mean with that? So you get all the physical buttons on the steering wheel. You have the engine start-stop button, which is your usual like physical button. Unlike the Portofino, it's like this touch screen. I know it's the future, but I really miss this. Now that I've driven the Roma before and came back to this classical Ferrari interior, I really prefer this over that. In the middle of the instrument cluster, you get this gorgeous RPM meter, which is again typical Ferrari. Don't give me that digital futuristic look. I miss this. I really miss this. And again, because it's the classical Ferrari interior, you get everything with buttons and dials, so you can control your volume, you can control even your instrument screen from these dials, and you have full physical buttons and dials to control your AC as well. Makes it a lot easier when I'm driving and cruising. I could just, you know that this dial controls the temperature. All I have to do is just, rotate it, press a button to increase the fan speed or lower it. Again, the interior, I'm not going to go into details because as any Ferrari, you can actually customize everything in the interior here, from the colors of the Ferrari logos on the seats as well. The one we have today has this beautiful two-tone black and dark brown color for the interior that I really like. But what I love the most about the option we have today is the steering wheel, because it comes with the carbon fiber option as well, which houses these lights that go up with the RPM, red then blue, so you know exactly when to shift into the next gear. Of course, you have your typical Ferrari steering wheel with everything you need for you not to remove your hands off of it while you're driving. You can control your signal lights, your wipers, your suspension modes, your drive modes using the mechanical Manettino switch here. And speaking of the Manettino and the Portofino M, they added the race mode and the ESC off mode as well. I'll speak more into details what these options mean while I'm driving the car. Now, let's talk about the creature comforts in the car. First of all, you get heated and cooled seats. You also get a 10.25-inch infotainment screen that gives you your Bluetooth connectivity, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, you name it. Everything you need is there. And you also get a small 7-inch screen in front of the passenger that can be customized to show different information. the passenger can actually control the audio volume and some other things from there as well. But I look at it as a driver, maybe I have the map in front of me and the main infotainment screen. I can still have my performance gauges on the secondary screen to actually look at two sets of information at the same time. One thing that the Portofino, in my opinion, lacks as a grand tourer, as a car that you want to cruise long distances in, is a bit of like space in the front here. Like you have this little box here that you can use for your mobile phone, maybe wallet, some stuff, but you don't have any cup holders, for instance. There's no place for you to put a water bottle. You have to throw it maybe in the back seat, if you can call it a back seat, of course, because the only person who can fit in the back seat is maybe a child of a 8-year-old maximum. I'm not gonna try it out because I have bad knees and it's gonna really hurt. So we're inside the Portofino M, and let's start our driving experience with a bit of what I call Italian music. Of course, we have a pedal shifter controlled 8-speed dual clutch gearbox. So you want to engage the first gear, you just do that, and then I'm gonna do it in sport so you enjoy it more. Just listen to the sound. 0 to 100 in the Portofino M takes about 3.5 seconds. I'm gonna go back to comfort so I can talk to you a bit more about the stats here. So we have a V8 3.8 liter twin turbocharged engine under the hood that produces 620 CVs. Now CV stands for Cavalli, or I'm gonna butcher it definitely in Italian, Cavalli Vapore, or is it Cavallo Vapore? Anyways, it's a unit to measure horsepower that the Italians use, and when we switch it back to horsepower, this engine is producing 612 horsepower and 760 Newton meters of torque. And wow, now forget about the numbers here, the experience driving the Portofino M is amazing. It's what you expect from a Ferrari. The sound, oh. And of course the shifting. This gearbox shifts before you even think about shifting. It's so quick. The command goes in nanoseconds towards the gearbox to shift into upper or lower gear, whatever you choose. Now, something that makes this car for me also very special, that you don't see it as a very aggressive sports car, so you can actually in comfort just settle down, cruise along. The car at 100 kilometers per hour in comfort tends to shift to the 8th gear, and you're cruising along at like 1,300 RPMs. The engine noise in comfort mode as well is very minimal. It's still there when you want it, but it's not as loud as, you know, the F8 for instance. So you can actually use this car as a daily. So I'm cruising along at 60 kilometers per hour. It's very quiet, refined, but when you want it to, you just press that pedal and that power starts engaging. And all of this is in comfort. So speaking of drive modes, we have 5 drive modes. The first one is wet for those slippery roads and rainy days. Then you have comfort that we spoke about. Sport is, as it says, a sporty mode. Here the gearbox and the suspension become a little bit more sportier. The gearbox starts downshifting for you when you slow down and you feel more engaged. Now in race, Ferrari says it's the most enjoyment you can get out of the car while you're driving it. And then you have the ESC off, which which means it will turn off all the stability control and traction control in the car, so you can slide it sideways. I feel you have to be really brave or on a track to actually disengage those. One of the benefits of having a hardtop above me, it's not about noise isolation per se. The noise is still there, especially on the highway. You get a bit of wind noise. I'm sure it's less than a fabric roof, but the most important thing, especially here in the GCC, that it's protecting you from the heat while it's up. You know, the sun in the summer, if it's fabric, you're gonna get a lot of that heat coming into the cabin. Here the heat is very minimal because of the hard roof, and you can use this for long periods of time, even in hot weather. As I told you before while I was speaking about the car, you can definitely go down to 40 kilometers per hour, and let's try it. We have to slow down. Now I'm at 40, and anything below 40 you can do this. You can actually open the roof up and enjoy the amazing weather we have here in January in Dubai. Now, why did I open the roof? I just wanted first of all to show you how the mechanism works from inside the car, and also to talk a little bit more about how the airflow is while I'm driving with the roof open. You can feel the air is actually directed especially away from the driver's cabin. There's no air turbulence coming into the cabin, disturbing my driving. And of course, with the roof up, you can enjoy the sound of that V8 a little bit more. Wow. Again. Amazing car. If you're looking for the perfect Grand Tourer, add to that you get a lot of driving assistance as well. You have adaptive cruise control, you have collision warning and collision assist, and you have of course all the stability controls that manage to help you drift the car but not crash it. Now, the price. Starting of course, the Portofino M comes here in the UAE for 895,000 dirhams. Is it worth the price? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the review, and see you in the next one. And of course guys, don't forget, you can follow me on my Instagram right here, follow Fadi on his Instagram right here, and don't forget to follow YallaMotor as well, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.